1. As you can see, we have this cloth. Fold it over. Now make these triangular pieces of cloth and then begin to stitch one on top of the other. Now add this onto the cloth that we are stitching. Add this right in the middle as such, right beneath the collar. On the other side as well, stitch the same designs to it. Now once you're done with this, cut off the excess, add this blue cloth to the middle of it and stitch it together. Now once you're done with it, this is what it should look like. Add these little buttons on either side of it. Next, we'll start off by taking this netted cloth, fold it over and then put it under the sewing machine, stitch it onto this cloth as such. Continue to do so all throughout. Do so until you reach the end of it as such. Now, as you are doing so, you can see that the cloth is differently shaped. Now it is gathering frills at the top of it as well. Now stitch the ends of it as well. This way, once you stitch the ends of it, then you may cut off all of the excess as we are doing. This is what it should look like once you're done with it. You may use it as a little dress. We have also added a little bow to the middle of our dress as such. Next, we will start off by taking this cloth, make this chalk mark onto it, and then make these multiple lines to it as such. Add these at the top as well. Slowly begin to sew this in. Now, as you are sewing it in, then this is what it should look like. Then cut straight through it as such. After you have cut through it, then begin to stitch onto it. This will be the little opening for the buttons. Stitch around it in order to make it all the more prominent, and then afterwards we are making this little hem stitch all around the edges of it as such. Continue to do so all around. We are also using a light or rather a darker shade of blue in order to stitch all around it. Now continue to do so and then this will look all the more better. Now, after you're done with the end of it, then you may tie a knot to it as such. On the other side of it, add the buttons to it at the same levels. Join it together and insert it in place. Now, join these two pieces of cloth together, fold it and then stitch it in its place. Reverse the side of it and once again stitch it. Now, stitch this one portion of the zipper onto this cloth as such. Now, after you've done so, then once again stitch the other side of this cloth onto it. Now, once you've made this part, make it a double line stitch. Now, add this cloth and then the zipper onto another piece of cloth. Now, stitch the two together and then afterwards, stitch the bottom of it together as well. Fold it over before you stitch it. Join the base of it and now you have yourself the base of the pants. Now you have yourself the zipper portion of it and then this is what it should look like. Take this denim piece of cloth, make these markings onto it, and then stitch it according to these markings as such. Make sure there's a little gap in the middle. Open this out as such, draw it together, and then once again put this under the sewing machine and then stitch straight through it. Now afterwards, fold it over, put it in its place, and then stitch straight through it as such. Continue to do so, reverse the side of it, and then afterwards bring it upright. Once you're done with this, gather it together, and then once again pull it together, fold it over, and then stitch it in its place. Now, after this, once again, fold it over. Reverse the side of the cloth, and then this is what you should be left with. Next, we'll start off by taking this red cloth, add this lace onto it, and then fold the cloth over this as such. Fold it over, and then once again add it onto the sewing machine. As you've added it onto the sewing machine, then make sure that the lace is in between both of them. Continue to do so as such, and this is what it should look like. As you are stitching it in, then make sure you go all the way till the bottom. Once you go all the way till the bottom, then cut off any excess that might be remaining. Now, as you can see, we have cut it off on either side of it. Once you're done with this, then this is what it should look like. You may straighten it out as well. Reverse the side of it, and then this is what you should be left with. This is the final look of it. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll start off by taking our lace, and then afterwards, we will go from one side to the other. Go straight through and then loop it around the base as such. Now make it crisscross. As you are going crisscross as such, go from one side to the other. Now, once again, go from side to side in this crisscross manner. And then, once you're done with this, then tie a knot to it or insert it on either of the sides. This is the lace design you'll be left with. Next, we will start off by taking our lace. Spread it thin as such and then afterwards, put it starting from one end and then bring it to the other as well. Now, this crisscross manner, skipping one of the loops and then afterwards, once again begin to go in this diagonal manner. Now, once you're going in this diagonal manner, then once you reach the last loop over, insert it through the sides. Now, this will be the final look of this design. Next, we will start off by taking our lace and then afterwards put it through one of the sides. Loop it around and then this is what you should be left with, only from one side to begin with. Now, after you've pulled it through one of the sides, then go to the top of the other and then move on to the base of it. Now, take a white lace for the other side of it and then repeat the same steps. Afterwards, put one into the other as such and then once again intertwine them. Make each of them go one into the other until you reach the base of it. Now, once you reach the base of it, then put both the lace through it and then insert it underneath. Make sure you use dual colors. Next, we will start off by taking this lace and then afterwards put it underneath to begin with and then loop it around the top. Now slowly begin to go from the top and then afterwards make this crisscross pattern, skipping a hole, go to the bottom as such. Now loop it around this bottom hole and then go through the middle one that you have left out. From this, however, go to the basemost one and insert it underneath. You will not tie a bow for either of these. Next, we will start off by taking our lace, put it through the top to begin with. Now we are taking some green lace as well, put it on top of this. Now, go in this crisscross manner, and as you're going in the crisscross manner, do the same out of the green lace. Now, continue to do so on either side, and then go all the way till the bottom. Once you reach the bottom of it, then you may either tie a double bow to it, or you may also push it through the sides. We are tying this double bow out of it as such. Next, take your lace and then put it through the top as such. Put both ends through the same side to begin with, and then take one of them and begin to go in this zigzag motion pattern. Now, after we are done with one of it and going all the way through, this is what it should look like. Now take the other end of it and then go in this crisscross pattern through each of the loops that you've created on either of the sides. Now, once you're done with this, bring it out through the other side, and then you may tie a knot to it at the top of it. Now, you may also insert it on the sides should you please to do so. This will be the final look of the design. Next, take our lace starting from the top. Begin to go in this crisscross manner while alternating between the holes each of the lace takes as such. Now, as you can see, we are going in this diagonal manner for each of the lace, and then afterwards, once you reach the top of it, then you may tie a bow to it. This is what the crisscross pattern should end up looking like. Now, insert it through the sides as well, should you please to do so. Now, for our next lace design, we'll start off by taking a lace, put it through underneath to begin with. Now, as you can see, we have put it through the sides. Now, continue to go in this crisscross manner on either of the sides as such. Now, wrap it around, repeat the same step until you reach the bottom. Now, once you reach the bottom of it, then you may tie the bow to it as well. Fasten it in this place and then insert it through the sides.
Subscribe गर्ने खल गर्ने पेज आ पेज न